You wanna know why you didn't hear me? Because I didn't unmute the mic? Oops. Oh man, you missed my talk about how Florida is never cold. My bad. They were just talking about how they made it all back in one piece, and how Susato was talking about how Naruhodō generally gets hit by carriages, apparently. And this seems to have happened before. This seems to have happened before they had already set up their office, because there's nothing in here. Oh, it's so crazy. Anyway.
Yes, I know. That was an outstanding defense. I was truly impressed.
Oh, thank you.
You managed to come back from the brink of destruction with some vital investigation time. Let's find some new clues before tomorrow's trial.
Yeah, you're right.
What's wrong?
Nothing. It just still doesn't feel real. Me, standing in court as a defense attorney. The one who's really supposed to be here is him. Sogi Kazuma.
Kazuma-sama entrusted his mission to you, didn't he?
Yeah. I never got the chance to find out exactly what it was, but the fact that I'm standing here now is thanks to him.
You fought valiantly. I'm sure Kazuma-sama would say the same thing.
Thanks, Susato-san. When's the present button again? Oh, that's present? Is that present? About this, Susato-san.
We found that outside the window of Potensi-sama's room, didn't we?
Ever since then, I've kind of been afraid to wash my hands. I'm worried that there might be poison in this soap, and that it might kill me.
I believe that soap ended up being innocent and harmless.
Well, I mean, yeah, but now I'm scared. So I was just thinking it might just be better if I never wash my hands again as long as I live. No, don't do that!
It really wouldn't be better. Please continue to wash them properly.
Oh, bless. Bless. No, we're not talking yet. This is weird! It's empty! Oh, so weird. I guess there's another room back there.
I decided to use that as my private quarters.
Oh, shall I help you unpack your things?
Oh, no, that's alright.
I just thought it might be helpful to have a man's strength.
I'll be fine, thank you. A maiden's room is full of all her sweetest, spiciest secrets.
The only secret I've got is the 5 yen bill hidden behind my Daruma figure. Ooh! Thanks for telling us, at least! Hey, today's trial. But I sure got thrown for a loop today. I never dreamed that the victim himself would suddenly show up in court.
William Potensi-sama.
And as if that weren't enough, Potensi-san turned out to be an audacious gas thief.
You're right. That was quite shocking.
We almost forgot for a moment that Soseki-sama had poisoned him. No, Soseki-san didn't poison anyone. I can't help feeling that there's more going on with Potensi-san.
At the very least, we can be sure that he's neither pure nor honest.
Come to think of it, what happened to Potensi-san after that?
It seems that he was returned to his own hospital room.
His hospital room?
At St. Bartholomew's Hospital.
I feel like I've heard of that hospital.
It's the same hospital we visited yesterday to meet Viridian-sama.
Oh right, after Soseki-san stabbed her in the back with that knife.
No, it wasn't Soseki-sama who stabbed her.
Sounds like we both need to re-examine the way we think about Soseki-san. Huh. St. Bartholomew's Hospital, huh? We should probably check it out later. What will happen next? We prove him innocent or something. So on the night of the crime, Soseki-san made some tea and visited the victim. But if Soseki-san isn't the culprit, then naturally...
That's right. There must not have been any poison in the tea.
In which case, how in the world did the victim ingest the poison?
There must be some sort of clue regarding that at the crime scene. In Potensi-sama's room.
The Scotland Yard detective investigated, of course, but I can't help feeling that we should go have a look around on our own, too.
Yes, also. I'm very curious about the test result of the tea left behind in the soap.
Let's ask Detective Gregson next time we see him. Inherited intent... Oh. I'm not sure how I want to read this. Inherited intentions. Asogi Kazuma. He was my best friend and a defense attorney. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want this now. He helped me out before we left Japan. No! What? I hate this game. I can't forget even now how gallant he looked. And when the trial was over, he said this to me. Stowaway? This is you we're talking about here. I bet you could fit yourself perfectly into my clothing trunk.
Hi!
Come on, Asogi. Can't you tell me why we're doing this? Why are you going to such lengths to get me to Great Britain? Ever since that trial finished, I've been thinking. You were meant to become a defense attorney. You have talent. I can guarantee that. But as of right now, I don't have any plans to become a defense attorney. Well, that's something you'll have to decide for yourself. London is on the cutting edge of culture and said to be a city that the rest of the world revolves around. I doubt there's anything to be lost by seeing it with your own eyes. Well, that's probably true, but personally, I was hoping you'd become a defense attorney, and then somehow... I hate this game. Somehow what? Yeah, it's nothing. Of course it's nothing. You're not gonna tell us anything! In this game!
Naruhodō-sama.
Oh, I was just thinking about him.
Kazuma-sama. I've never once forgotten about him either. I want to change Japan's legal system. That was Kazuma-sama's wish. And in order to achieve it, he was determined to study in the Great British Empire.
Yeah, that's right. But...
What is it?
his true motive may actually have been something else. To be honest, I think that sometimes... Oh! Oh! What? Oh! Asogi's true motive! Oh! But it's too early. We're not gonna find out in this. Heck no, this is only case 2. Just gonna tease us instead. Oh yeah, we definitely are gonna find out because this game is teasing it a lot. And also, they need to stop playing the Asogi's Nocturne theme. It's killing me. Okay.
Naruhodō-sama, what do you think Kazuma-sama's true motive was?
What? What is that animation? Sorry. This.
Kazuma-sama's Japanese sword?
When he died, I just sort of took this from him.
Yes, I requested that you take it.
With this tied to my hip, I gained the courage to stand in court.
That makes sense.
Actually, on the night he died, he said something like this to me. Ooh! Ooh, man, I don't have popcorn for this.
Karma.
Oh, it's just the same dialogue from the first game.
Yeah, it's a famous sword that's been passed down through generations in the Asogi family. A Japanese sword contains a Japanese person's soul. I can't bring myself to let myself be separated from it.
1 second, I need to change that dialogue. I can't bring myself to let myself be separated from it. Lots of myself, I don't think that's gonna work. I'm gonna have to change that. I can't allow myself to be separated from it. That sounds better, right? Yeah, I can't allow myself. Alright.
This sword will be my support. I truly believe that. Slicing evil in half with one swipe. That spirit suits you. Yeah, that's what I meant. There's something in England that I absolutely have to do. Something you have to do? That's right. I'd appreciate it if you saw me through it. Sure, that's fine. I'll see you to the very end for sure. I'm counting on you.
Naruhodō, if he has to do something with that sword, it's probably not something good.
Something he had to do. I kind of hoped that I'd find the answer once we got to Great Britain, but as of right now, I still don't have any clues. Is that right?
We're just gonna leave. Yeah, sure. This game is a tease. You're a Holmes room. Holmes room, let's go. Holmes room, where we go? It's the same day unspecified time, Holmes' room.
Ah! Naruhodō-kun and Susato-chan! Welcome! Good day, Iris-sama. You're looking well today. Yep, you're looking cute again today, Susato-chan. Oh my, thank you very much. Perfect timing. I just put the kettle on.
I see, thanks. That's fine and all, but what's that weird stink? Well, if it isn't you folks, you're late. What on earth were you doing? Oh boy. What do you mean, what? It was, you know, our trial. Oh, you mean Mr. Mustaches? What, that was today? Oh god.
I believe we informed you yesterday.
Oh my, is that right? And like that, I've eluded the topic by laughing it off. So, how did Mr. Mustache's trial go?
Yeah, we somehow managed to avoid a guilty verdict.
Oh, even I would have liked to have seen that. It's been a long time since I've got to say hi to Reapy. I'd like to have done that.
Holmes-san, is Lord Von Zeeks an acquaintance of yours?
Well, I mean, there's no one in the world who doesn't know me.
That's not what I asked. Anyway, Holmes-sama, what's this curious scent? It's faint, but there's a definite weird smell assaulting our noses.
Yes, there certainly is. That's the scent of a scientific victory, folks. I don't know what his secret is either.
Right. Anyway, I guess since we're here already, we might as well hear what he has to say.
Are we just presenting soap to everyone? I just got it again. Present the soap.
I think I remember you saying that you've tried eating soap before, right?
Yeah, I thought it would make the inside of my stomach clean.
Why were you worried about getting the inside of your stomach clean anyway?
Oh, that? Well, I accidentally mistook ink for coffee once and chugged it, you see? Oh my... How? What is this man? I better clean that up. That's what I thought at the time. I never thought there'd turn out to be a prefix like that to the story. Sherlock Y is just... yeah. Bless this man. Lord Von Zeeks. Lord Baroque Von Zeeks. He's a legendary prosecutor, also known as the Grim Reaper. They say no defendant has ever managed to aid him in a trial he's prosecuting. Even if they're declared not guilty. Eventually, they all vanish from London. They vanish? Some get crushed beneath carriages in traffic accidents. Some fall into the River Thames and drown. Some suddenly collapse from high fevers of unidentified causes. And some have the misfortune to find themselves surrounded by highwaymen. Well, there are various means to the end. I just can't imagine that sort of thing really happens. I'm so glad that Mr. Mustache seems to be safe so far. I can't feel completely pleased about that.
But in that case, there's one natural conclusion to draw. That Van Zeek-sama takes the lives of the innocent defendants with his own hands.
Incidentally, that's impossible.
And why might that be?
Naturally, that possibility was the first thing everyone suspected. However, whenever the sacrifices get bumped off, the Grim Reaper always has a solid alibi. I see. It's been 5 years since he started his reign as the Grim Reaper. Then he suddenly vanished from the courts, never to be seen at the prosecutor's bench again. At least, not until you arrived in London. Yeah, so I've heard. My very first trial here in the Great British Empire. And I ended up facing the newly returned Grim Reaper. And after that fierce life and death battle, that trial came to a conclusion I'll never forget. And now, here you are, facing the Grim Reaper yet again.
I don't know whether to say your bad luck that's more unbelievable, or the amount that he seems to dislike you, Naruhodō-kun.
I sense hatred from him more than everything. Not necessarily at me, personally. But at us Japanese people.
Huh?
Weird spell. That says Nihongo. Nihongo-jin? Please, do I know my Japanese enough? We're gonna ask about the weird smell first. So, what's this indescribable smell? Well, it could be this that you're smelling. What's that? Ta-da! It's this testing fluid that I developed, of course. It's a chemical that can tell you where tea is real or fake simply by adding 1 drop.
A chemical?
There are some unsavory street vendors who set up shop in London's back alleys, you see? Some of them even have the cheek to take used tea leaves, dye them, and sell them with the label luxury goods. That's pretty rotten, in various ways. So you can't just assume you're getting something quality just because the tea is red like it's supposed to be. Iris or something. I'm sorry. I was just mouthfuls here.
Here you are, Holmesy.
Now we add 1 drop of my testing fluid and watch. It turned pitch black.
Not only that, but it suddenly reeks horribly.
The blacker it turns, the worse it stinks when the testing fluid is added. The higher quality the tea is... Oh my god, what is this? The blacker it turns and the worse it stinks when the testing fluid is added, the higher quality the tea is. I don't know what, I'm sorry, I'm messing up my tones here. It would seem that the tea we just tested was the highest quality Darjeeling tea. It's pretty impressive, but what are you gonna do with this murky black water? What can anyone do but throw it out? Who'd want to drink pitch black stinking tea?
Oh my. That chemical sounds like it could still use a little fine-tuning, doesn't it?
Well, that's why it's called a testing fluid. Yare yare. In any case, we're entering the era of science, and that includes criminal investigations, of course.
Scientific investigation. That has quite a romantic ring to it.
Oh boy. This evening, in addition to criminal investigations, I'm also conducting scientific experiments like this. The Sherlock Holmes method will likely become the world standard someday. This testing fluid is a byproduct of that research.
Scientific investigation, huh? Maybe I should hear more about that.
That's a lot of kanji that I don't know. The Japanese.
The defendant in this trial, Saseki-san, is also Japanese. After standing in court again today, I felt it again very distinctly. Lord Von Zeke's hatred is aimed at the Japanese.
The Japanese, huh? That's fascinating.
Do you know anything about it, Holmes-sama?
Someone cared to fill this person in while I'm reading? Sorry, it's like, there's a lot for me to say about, what's been missed. It was 10 years ago that Baroque von Zeeks chose to pursue a legal career. However, even before that, the person that the young von Zeeks boy harbored the most respect for it.
What?
The person that the young von Zeek boy harbored the most respect for at the time was a certain Japanese man.
Oh! What do you mean, Holmes-san? What on earth happened in Lord Von Zeke's past?
I believe I told you this once before, but that incident isn't something you should hear about from me.
But
Case 2 is a huge tease. I'm sure you'll find out all about it at some point. What you should be focusing on now is the mustached man right before you, folks. God damn it, Holmes, you tease. Scientific investigation.
scientific investigation. Does that include that tea testing fluid you were using earlier?
Yes, I suppose. Is the tea of the highest quality or repurposed dregs? Surely there'll be a case someday that hinges on that.
I can't imagine that there would be that many.
Well, I suppose the most easily understandable example would be fingerprints. They're still not accepted in our country as evidence. We're way behind.
I didn't even know such a thing existed.
So, for the sake of the era of scientific investigation in the coming century, I'm conducting my own research.
In other words, you're conducting research on fingerprints?
Other people are already working on that. That makes it boring. What I'm researching right now is, well, for example, finger traces.
Finger traces?
I coined that phrase myself. Anyway, this is it. It's a testing fluid that allows you to be able to tell at a glance what a specific person has touched.
That sounds wonderful.
I just hope this one doesn't turn things black and stinky too. I'll demonstrate it for you sometime soon. It's the culmination of all my scientific investigation. Are we gonna luminal testing? Because that sounds like luminal testing.
Well then, we're going to have a look.
We're going to go have another look at the crime scene.
Oh, you're awfully keen, aren't you? See you later.
See you later. Hang on, Holmes-san. Won't you come with us? Huh? Me? Why? Don't give me that. Didn't you just say you were going to show us the culmination of your scientific investigation? Oh, right. Anyway, you two just go on ahead. I'll definitely, probably, maybe, possibly make an appearance later. Please don't go lowering the possibility as you're speaking to us.
Alright, we'll be waiting for you, Home-sama. See you then, Naruhodō-kun, Susato-chan.
I don't understand this man sometimes. I just... Look at him work. Sherlock at it. Okay. Home-san seems to be glaring at something at his desk. He said he might come to the crime scene later, but...
I'm sure he's probably just getting something ready.
Oh, he's sleeping! He's sleeping!
Napping is an outstanding preparation in its own way.
I'm so done. That's an instrument known as a violin, which Home-san refers to as his partner. Apparently he found it at the pawn shop, and it's by a famous maker. I think it was Sue... something. No, quite literally, it was just Sue on here.
It came up in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. The famous Stradivarius.
Suto.
It's Stradivarius.
Susato.
It has nothing to do with me.
I'll work on it later. This dialogue is great, I love it. There are tools for scientific experiments, books and documents, as well as some unidentifiable odds and ends here. They're packed in really tight, and the shelf looks like it's about to fall over.
The fact that it doesn't fall over when it looks like it should is just like Home-sama himself.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. So anyway, I did some serious shelf packing myself, but yesterday the shelf in my room finally collapsed.
The fact that it actually did collapse is just like you yourself, Naruhodō-sama.
I really have no idea what that's supposed to mean. It's a big metal box that's being used as a coffee table. Apparently it's stuffed full of the records that Iris-chan's father left her, but...
You better not look inside that box. It's a secret between me and my papa.
Sounds like Home-san wasn't the one who put that stuff in there.
The thing about Homesy is that he forgets cases as soon as he solves them. He even had a massive row once after he read a manuscript I'd written. I've never solved a case like this, he said.
I swear, it's like Home-san came from outer space sometimes. Oh, wow! We get to see her typing! Look at that! That's so nice! I love these little touches. This game makes me happy. Apparently, this oppressive-looking hunk of black metal is called a typewriter.
All the installments of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes are born right here. Oh, there's something incredibly romantic about it.
I tried using it myself recently. Keys got jammed right away and Iris-chan got mad at me.
Naruhodō-sama. You'll shatter the romance, so never use it again.
Susato-san got mad at me too. Bless these dialogues, I love them so much. Okay. Same day, unspecified time, Natsume Soseki's boarding house, the first floor. Hello, detective. What are you doing here? We just thought we'd have another look around the crime scene.
I believe the attorney handling the defense has a right to examine the crime scene.
Yeah, I know. How about it? That's right. Come to think of it. What happened with the tea and the soap outside the window? Aye, you're right. There was some left. Only a little. I thought so. We shunted We sent it to the investigations office at the yard, and they're running tests on it now. Should have results before the day is out.
Understood. Thank you very much.
That was a good show you put on in today's trial. What? No, it was nothing. Now don't go disturbing my crime scene. Gregson! Sherlock! What the heck? This is not the dialogue. What dialogue is this? I don't have this dialogue. I'm supposed to be examining the table, but this is not. Well, they might have picked it up. I don't have this dialogue. I apologize. I don't think so. Hold on a second. Well, that's interesting. That's a piece of dialogue I don't have. I may pass that on to my translator to see if she wants to give that to me later for the LP. Alright, so... Are they one of these teacups? Alright, that is. These are the unlucky teacups the two of them were using on the night of the crime.
Come to think of it, the two of them were having a literary debate that night, weren't they?
Romeo or Juliet? Which was stronger? Or something along those lines.
If memory serves, the two lovers from the story were also poisoned.
Please don't make yourself sad. Imagine Soseki-san and Potensi-san in their places. If you didn't have change, forget using the stove. You couldn't even turn on the lamps. London winters sure are rough on the poor.
However, even a wealthy person would be fated to freeze if they carelessly forgot to prepare some change.
London winters are rough on the forgetful too, huh? Suddenly, I'm not even sure I'll make it through to spring alive. Please don't say that, Naruhodō.
Baker Street doesn't even have meters like this.
Look here. There's a dark stain on the floor.
That's a trace left behind after those those ice coins were brought up in court.
In order for it to have made a stain this big,
it must mean he really counted on those ice coins.
That was a pretty crafty idea, though. I like my translator description here. Examine Sherlock's butt. I'll do that. Why not? Holmes-san, what are you doing over there? Oh, come now. What sort of way is that to talk when you were the ones who asked me to come? You, Sherlock Holmes, what the hell are you doing here? Tisk, what are you doing over there? Tisk, what are you doing here? Honestly, I guess we great detectives can't help being the center of attention wherever we go.
Well then, if you don't mind, Holmes-sama, we'd love to see the culmination of scientific investigation that you mentioned earlier.
As you wish. What's that? Ooh. What do you mean, what's that, folks? This little baby right here is the Sherlock Holmes-style finger trace detection device. A moment ago, I took a sample from the cup the victim used. From Potensi-san's cup? God, I love the animations. I was able to take a personal sample of the tiny secretions he leaves behind on things he touches. This testing fluid was what was produced by refining that sample. All you have to do is spray some of this around the room. And look through these goggles to see the things his hands touched jump and looked through these goggles to see the things his hands touched jumped out at you. Well, what? Hold on a second. Let me read this right. And looked through these goggles to see the things his hands touched jump out at you. What? I think I know the context it's trying to say, but it came out weird. Suddenly jump out at you? Magically? Instantly? Instantly jump out at you? Anyway, here! You lot can borrow some! It's freaking luminal testing! Now, let's get down to business then. Try spraying some of the testing fluid, folks. Spray it? Just touch anywhere you think might have something. Just like this. It's luminal testing! Oh my goodness! Whoa, what was that? Something like mist just sprayed out. It's a spray made of a mixture of compressed gas and liquid. It's the most effective way. It's a bit of technology I developed when I built this device. Just who is this guy? Now then, give it a go. We might learn something interesting by finding out what the victim touched. Alright, let's give it a shot. We'll investigate every corner of this room. Huh? In a place like this? These are handprints, aren't they? Indeed. These are hand marks placed by the victim. I wonder why there's so many handprints on the floorboard. Oh, maybe he tripped really bad here or something. But I don't see anything on the floor here that he might have tripped over. Is there a loose floorboard there that can open up? I wonder about that. I often trip and fall over nothing, you see? I think that's likely unique to you, Home-sama. A bunch of handprints left in one place on the floor, huh? It's a mystery, alright. Look, here. It looks like it's covered in handprints. There's quite a few of them, aren't they? You can hardly even make out the hand shapes anymore. There's something unnerving about it. He had his hands on the wall. Maybe he was looking at this picture? As far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be anything remarkable about it. It's just scenery. For starters, would you even need to put your hands on the wall just to look at it? I guess you're right. It's kinda strange, isn't it? We tried spraying this test fluid on a bunch of different things, but I guess there were two spots that really stood out. Yeah, that looks like a loose floorboard. The handprints on the floor and the handprints on the wall. I'm gonna take a closer look at the floor. Ah! It is a loose floorboard, isn't it? What is it, Susato-san? It's... Here, come look. The floorboard is loose. The floorboard? So does that mean a hiding place? Well done, Miss Susato. Let's see what we have here. There's something inside. Not so fast, you lot. What do you think you're doing? Detective Gregson. Get away from that this instant. I'll check it myself. Gregson is just like, that may be important, damn it. Don't mind us, just keep stuffing your face with fish and chips. It just so happens that all this oily food was starting to upset my stomach. Finding some new evidence is just what the doctor ordered. Ah, Gregson! Anyway, a hiding place in the floor. Who would have thought that? It'd be difficult to do in Japan. I don't think I'm brave enough to try lifting up a tatami mat. But the... But doesn't the fact that the floorboard had a trick like that to it make you wonder about the wall over there?
Oh! I'm going to go have a quick look.
I love how everyone is interacting with the scene. This is fantastic.
There wasn't anything behind the picture, just the wall.
That's a shame. But then, what are all those handprints on the wall doing there?
I don't see any reason why anyone would need to touch the wall so much.
There! I took a picture. You can have it. Handprints on the wall. Some handprints that were found when investigating for finger traces. It looks like the wall on either side of the small picture has been touched repeatedly. Thank you very much. I didn't know he could do that. Now, I'm just curious about the hiding spot the detective is searching. I don't have dialogue for this, I just want to look at it. Yeah, the curiosity is killing me.
Me too!
We have to examine Gregson? Okay.
This is eating me up. What could be hidden in there?
Here, I'll try asking him for you. I know how to handle him after all. Oh boy. Well, if it isn't Gregson, what do you want, Sherlock Holmes? Let me have a look. We're friends after all. Ha, you're no friend of mine. True, you're no friend of mine either. It didn't work. I saw. Darn it. Alright, fine. Huh? You lot were the one who found this hiding place, after all. I reckon I can at least give you some information. Detective Gregson, thank you so much. You better take him up on that right away, Mr. Naruhodō. He may not look it, but he's been known to change his mind and at the drop of the hat. Don't go making me out to be some sort of emotionally unstable nutter. There were 3 hidden items under the floorboards. What do you want to know about? Yeah, the first one is newspaper. There's a newspaper article? This Gregson? This is a clipping of an article that was run about 3 months ago. It's about an inmate who died of an illness in a prison in Manchester. An inmate died of an illness? All talked around London at the time, after all. A bloke who died in his cell was on death row.
Oh my, a death row inmate?
His name was Selden. He was a brutal serial burglar and murderer. They say the total sum of his damages include the treasure he stole. Amounts to over £1,000. Gonna just copy paste the name on here for you guys. Treasure? In the end, he died before we could find out what happened to the treasure. He took his £1,000 to hell with him. The paper made quite a ruckus about it. The pounds or is it guineas? I think it's pounds. That's a pound symbol. In any case, doesn't it bother you folks? What's an article like that doing hidden away so carefully in a place like this? Yeah, now that you mention it, I can't help wondering myself. I'll try digging something up from the materials at headquarters about the death row inmate Selden. Death row inmate article. An article about the death row inmate Selden. He died of an illness in his cell, and the treasure he stole were never found. A photo. Right, this is the photo. It looks fairly recent. It's that guy again. That guy that was in the same photo that was next to Viridian's bedside in the hospital. This looks to have been taken in front of the boarding house.
The gentleman on the left, that's the landlord Gyakuten-sama, isn't it?
That younger gentleman might be Gyakuten-sama's son or something? Yeah, you can have this photo if you want it. Really? That must mean you lot already know about this. This young man's identity. Is it true? Well, who can say? Even if we did know, unfortunately tossing out information willy-nilly isn't a hobby of mine. Let me just set one thing straight, Gregson. Hobbies are hobbies, and work is work. Don't think I'd tell you if you'll make it about work either. Oh, it didn't work. So I saw. I love these banters between Sherlock and Gregson. That was missing in the first game, man. Photo from under the floor. A photo found in Potensi-san's room. It shows the landlord Gyakuten-san and a young man. But what's this photo doing in a place like this? Potensi-san isn't even in it. Photos themselves are hard to come by in the East End too. Maybe Mr. Gyakuten was so happy to get his hands on one that he gave him a copy. A small tin box. This is a very significant looking tin box. Personally, I recommend opening that up right away. If there was something hidden inside that would blow this case wide open, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. Yeah, I opened this thing up right away too. But it was empty. What the hell, Potensi? You're supposed to put something inside! Oh, Sherlock.
So before you said a single word, Naruhodō-sama, the mystery of the little box was solved.
Kinda leaves me feeling empty too. An empty little box, huh? I wonder if it's really meaningless. Is that Wagahai? Oh! Is this animation necessary? No? It's cute!
Oh, it's a cat. I believe her name was,
Come to think of it, I don't think Soseki-san told us what it was. Why don't we just call her Wagahai for now? Oh my goodness! I wonder when she managed to sneak in here. That's a cat for you, I guess.
Alright, Wagahai-sama. It's time for the dinner we brought you from the pet shop.
Oh my god! Oh my... No, it's so cute! No, she's sleeping!
There's something soothing about that.
I hope we can sue Soseki-san soon as well. They didn't need to do that, but they did it anyway! Did she just stretch? She was pawing the ground! Oh! Oh, that was so unnecessary. Hi, Jury. Where am I going? Detention center. Okay. That whole scene was entirely unnecessary, but they did it anyway, and I love them. Oh yeah, he does! Look at Ghost Trick. The same day, unspecified time, detention center, holding cell number 9. I think he has a Pomeranian too, and his name is Missile.
Soseki-sama is back.
You're right.
Hey, Soseki-san. am a cat.
Huh? He's saying the name of his title, and I forget the name of his freaking book. In Japanese, anyway.
I don't know any Soseki, or homes, or crime, or court, and I don't plan to find out. So yes, I'm nothing but a cat.
He's averting his eyes with intense determination. It's less averting them and more closing them. So by the way, what's your name then?
I haven't got one yet.
Sounds like the specifics are to be determined. Well, can you start by opening your eyes? What the heck is going on? What the heck? This is such a kooky crew.
I am not a cat. He's back to reality. Oh, what became of me? No. Perhaps the likes of me never had a chance to begin with. Not with this curse, dead-end life of mine.
But I believe there was a glimmer of hope to be seen in today's trial.
That's true. I'd expect nothing less from you, substitute exchange student. However, the Grim Reaper is everywhere. In my lodging house, and in court. There, and even here.
Poor Soseki. He stared straight at my forehead at the end there. Anyway, would you mind sharing your thoughts with us?
Certainly.
Oh, we didn't present the soap to him. That's unfortunate. I want to present soap to him. Today's trial.
I don't believe there's ever been an event in my life that's left as deep an impression on me as today. Well, I suppose if I really think hard about it, I can come up with 2 or 3 others. But if I turn a blind eye to those, today's trial has been the most impressive thing that's ever happened to me, substitute exchange student Naruhodō.
Thank you. Scotland Yard should be running tests on the tea that was left at the crime scene.
There's absolutely nothing suspect about my tea. It's only natural that they wouldn't discover any poison there. I guarantee it!
Oh boy. Incidentally, did you two drink the tea together that night?
Of course we did. Drink tea while it's hot. We chugged that boiling tea, burning our throats in the process.
But nothing happened to either of you at the time. And after that, you started your Romeo and Juliet death match, right? I'm sure the point of contention in tomorrow's trial will be how the poison was introduced into his system. Potency.
Damn you, Potency! Does this mean you have some sort of grudge against me?
Do you remember anything you might have done to provoke him to accuse you by name?
Lately, I've been so wrapped up in my literature and have been such a shut-in that it's amazing. I have absolutely no memory of any such event. But damn him, why didn't he tell me sooner?
Tell you what?
About the soap, of course! What else?
Right. It sounds like everyone is really stressed about money.
We certainly are, if that weren't the case. I wouldn't go out of my way to live in that cursed boarding house, leading a cursed life.
Oh yeah, you said the rent was cheap due to some sort of curse, didn't you?
That's right, my room in particular. The evil spirit of a certain death row inmate is gunning for my life even now.
Death row inmate?
In any case, substitute exchange student, next time you come to visit me, I request that you bring me an incredible amount of soap.
Inmate? Are we talking about the same inmate?
What's this?
It's a newspaper clipping we found in Potensi-san's room.
So he knew about it too.
Huh?
The death row inmate, Selden. that very man, is the great evil spirit that haunts our lodging house. What? That guy stole the life of a young man, and now he's after the life of this mustache, hunchback, Japanese man.
Could you tell us more about that, Soseki-san? About that great evil spirit? It's all spooky. Death row inmate Selden.
I didn't know much about it myself until recently. A man called Selden was arrested a year ago. The hideout he lived in at the time was John Garrett's lodging house.
Oh, that's... Oh.
Huh?
The death row inmate lived in your lodging house?
To be more precise, he lived in the very room that I'm living in now.
Oh my... No! Why would you take that room, Natsumi?
Oh my, a death row inmate in Soseki-sama's room. After he got his execution verdict, he died of an illness in his cell 3 months ago. That's when it started. That's when his curse took effect.
A curse? What sort of curse?
At the time of his sentencing, the next lodger had already moved into Selden's old room. It happened a few months after he died in prison. The next lodger was discovered to have died a mysterious death in his locked room.
It was locked? It's just like the situation this time. So that's the death row inmate's curse?
Yes, that's when it started.
Death row inmate curse. Inmate's curse. So, how did that lodger pass away?
The cause of death was suffocation. When the body was discovered, apparently the room was full of gas fumes.
Gas fumes?
Well, I didn't find out about any of this until after I'd already signed the contract. The landlord, Mr. Garrett, just casually mentioned it to me, and I started shaking like mad. If I hadn't already signed the contract, I might have been scared off. Early bird gets the worm!
I'm not sure that can be considered a worm. And now this curse is after you.
It certainly is. The first time I felt it was because of the vague sense that someone was watching me.
And that's when you started having nightmares?
Nightmares that those who had died in that room were looming over me, choking me. When the breathing difficulty causes my eyes to snap open, my previously comfortable room is like an icebox.
This is further proving that it's more than likely that Pentensi passed out from too much gas in this room, potentially, at this point. Like ice. But why would that be?
London winters are frigid, you see. It's impossible to sleep without using a gas stove. Incidentally, once I'm asleep, my stove goes out at some point and my room fills with gas fumes.
That's insane. That's not safe! It's the same situation that killed the lodger who lived in that room before him. And then that night, Potensi-san collapsed of poisoning in his locked room. Sounds like Curse is putting it lightly.
What on earth is going on at Garrett-sama's lodging house?
We will look into that in about 5 minutes. I need a break, I need to get more water, and then we'll continue this. We're going to, according to this thing, we're heading to Garrett's room itself, so... I'm gonna get up now and just get some water, so 5 minutes from now. 10:08, it's 10:03 right now, so